In the 1970s, there was a young couple in Brooklyn who were having a hard time having children, so they went to the Lubavitcher Rebbe Zatzal for a bracha. The Rebbe gave them a bracha, but it wasn't for a child. Time passed and still Hashem did not bless them with a child. And their friends were now beginning to marry off their children, and their pain grew with every simcha that they went to. Again, they went to the Rebbe for a bracha, and he managed to give them a bracha for everything except the one thing they were asking for, a child. Eventually they managed to arrange a yechidus with the Rebbe. And as they came into the room, the wife broke down in tears and begged the Rebbe to know why Hashem was withholding the thing that they most wanted, that was most dear to them. She implored him for a derech tshuva, some way to remove this terrible gezerah. The Rebbe paused and then said, "Long ago, one of you hurt someone very much, and that person has never been mochel. He's never forgiven you. You must find this person and beg him for forgiveness." They left the room. Try as they might, they could not think of anyone that they'd hurt so badly. And then the husband suddenly remembered something that had happened when he was a bocher. One of the bochrim in the yeshiva was getting married in Chicago, and the yeshiva had a van, and all the friends went out by bus. On the way back, they traveled overnight. Now, one of the bochrim was a big Yerushalayim who was makpid to always put Nagelwasser next to his bed, and this trip was no exception. He curled up in his seat with his Nagelwasser in a bowl on the seat next to him. The husband of this childless couple was a bit wild when he was young, and he thought that putting Nagelwasser on the next seat to you in a bus was a bit extreme, and so when the bocher fell asleep, he took the Nagelwasser and he hid it. After some hours, the driver turned into a truck stop so everyone could get down from the bus, and the bocher wouldn't get down from the bus because he was makpid not to take 3 psiot without Nagelwasser. So he started to bang on the window of the bus so the other bochrim would hear him and bring back his Nagelwasser. Everyone was laughing at him until the bus driver said, "Come on, that's not nice. Give it back to him." The bocher was so upset, he said, "I'm not moichel you, ever, not in this world and not in the next." The husband searched and he found the man who was still living in Brooklyn. He went over to his house and he asked him if he remembered him. "Sure," he said. "And I also remember what you did to me on the bus. You should know, I don't forgive you. I'm not moichel." The husband explained that he was childless. "If you cannot have rachamim on me," he said, "please have rachamim on my wife and forgive me for her sake." The man was unmoved. Finally, the husband said to him, "The Rebbe has sent me." "I'll forgive you," he said, "because of the Rebbe." A year later, their first child was born. We are all so sensitive. We have to be so careful with the feelings of other people. I think, for me, the most difficult tefillah of my day is Kriya Shema al Amita. Sometimes I don't make it to the end because I'm so tired. But if Nagelwasser is the first thing we do in the morning to remove the tumah from our hands, surely the last thing at night that we should do is to remove resentment, grudges, and hakpodah from our hearts before we give our souls to the hand of Hashem in sleep. And Bezos Hashem, in the schus of forgiving others, we will touch the hearts of those we have wounded, and they will be moichel.